Alright, what's going on though? I wasn't really gonna make a video about this, but I was just kind of picking around at articles. There's stuff that I want to talk about. I don't get to talk about it at the right time and stuff like that, or maybe I don't know what to say. You know how it is though. If you guys are podcasters and watching me, and I know some of you guys are podcasters. Some things you probably already know, and some things you probably have to do research. Probably the stuff that you already know is stuff that you've already done before, and you telling people from your own experiences or from somebody that you know that's been through it. This video I'm talking about, actually, I've been through it already in a similar state. A lot of people that like to watch the NBA, okay, if you're a jock, many people know Anthony Edwards, okay, played for the Timberwolves, all right, the guy that he could jump out of the gym, did some spectacular dunks, very, very impressive basketball player. And I think that's a pretty good team that he plays on too. Maybe I'm thinking one day if they're able to keep that element together, maybe they can win an NBA championship. All right, they look like they're pretty doggone good. I can't answer right now. Okay, sorry I got interrupted there. I'm in Utah. I'm visiting family here, so I'm making this video kind of like on the fly because I got something I have to take care of. But anyway, look, let me get back to the story here. So me and you guys have been keeping up with this guy, had an affair, or maybe he was dating this girl, for this 39-year-old woman, something like that, 38 or 39-year-old woman. And she got, he knocked her up, and she's pregnant. I think it's a boy, okay? I know her name is Aisha. All right, not Aisha Curry, but it's another last name. All right, that looks like she does a little bit of IG stuff, and she works. I think she got a career. Okay, how they met up, I don't know, but this is what turned out of it, and it's reported that this guy is paying a little over $1 million to take care of the child. Okay, that they're having this stuff court ordered, okay, to do that, and he doesn't want to, claim he doesn't want to have anything with the child, and I don't know about that part, okay, but I have to give the man props for doing what he's supposed to do and having some type of, legal documentation. So if she ever try to flip the script, then, he could have a right to some due process, okay, because they have a record. But personally, I was thinking, I've been in his shoes at one time, because I knew when I was younger, I didn't mess with women that old or whatever, but, I liked the older women, okay? And, she is I gotta tell you, she is a gorgeous young woman, okay? She is. Maybe he has a taste for older women. I don't know. Maybe they're more mature. And maybe she likes younger guys. Maybe she don't like guys her age. All right, particularly like if she was wanted to have another kid, because probably most men that age, like 40, either they're not trying to have any more kids, or they didn't have all the kids that they want to have. Okay, and maybe you have some that are, at up in age, get to that point, and they probably hadn't had a chance to have a family because maybe they were working during their 20s and 30s and things like that. So they want to probably have a child before their biological clock runs out. Okay, although many women, they can have children probably up to their late 40s or maybe even 50. So look, there ain't nothing in the Bible to say that she can't talk to a younger man, and he vice versa. He can't speak with an older woman. Okay, but you know, she had a plan. Obviously, they had a plan. He had a plan. Okay, maybe he felt as though maybe she's probably more responsible to take care of the kid. Okay, although they didn't get married, and there's probably a reason behind that. Okay, of a man probably not wanting to marry a woman 15 years older than her. Okay, because a lot of cases like that, you know, there is probably a high chance of being divorced, because when he gets that old, and I'm just gonna keep a buck with you, because he'll probably start looking at younger women. She'll probably figure 15 years from now, you know, the same thing. You know, well, what if you start looking at younger women? Okay, so maybe it was a thing. I don't know at the time. You know, it was so. But you know, you want to respect that she's at least got a man that's going to be able to take care of his kid, and you can probably worry about the child custody thing later. I hope that, you know, he gets a little bit older, and maybe when he see, you know, his kid coming along, that I pray that he's able to be an example to his son's life. Okay, but then again, you know, with a man of his status, and he's worth a lot of money, that, you know, he does have a lot of living to do, a lot of basketball to be playing and things like that, and, you know, marriage is probably not on the table for him. I'm pretty sure, although he probably has somebody in mind that he probably wants to marry, and she ain't the only one, you know, with his type of status, I'm pretty sure, you know. So yeah, I've been there. Okay, my oldest son is by a older woman. Okay, not that old, but she was a little bit younger than him. You know, so, you know, maybe he experienced a maturity level that he couldn't probably get from a younger woman. Okay, and usually, you know, from an intellectual sense, and older women have it. Probably if it's more like looks and attractiveness, it's younger women. Okay, dealing with women, just from my experience. Okay, of me being older. Now that I'm older, I like probably women her age. Okay, so probably when it comes to more attractiveness than a younger woman, maybe intellectual, maybe somebody my age. Although I'm not really attracted to women my age, and I'll be 54 here now that we're in April. I'll be 54 next month. But, you know, I do like to maybe chop it up intellectually with some women my age. It just depends on how well she took care of herself, or you know, maybe she was married for a long time and that kind of thing, and she wasn't like out in the streets and that kind of thing. Okay, so, but, you know, like a guy my age more so attracted to younger women, maybe 40, late 30s, maybe, you know, 45, that kind of thing. I think that's more appropriate for me. If I can get them younger, maybe 30 something, lower 30s, yeah, hey, more power to me if I could do that. 29 even, you know what I'm saying? And be some old sugar daddy, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't be giving your women all your money, okay? So let her do some stuff for you. So, hey, I'm not gonna knock her, that woman, okay, for, all right, whatever they did in closing, that's their business. But I guess they had a plan, and, you know, they're gonna be able to have some type of agreement to take care of the child and that kind of thing. All right, he's handling his responsibilities, you know, so at least she ain't mess with no man that's broke.